Well, guys, we are going to continue talking a little bit about like a little review of what we already saw. In this case, we are going to talk about distance between 2 points, okay? Distance between 2 points. So let's see. What happened, guys? Do you remember, right? If I give you guys, for example, if I give you 2 points, if I give you the point 2, 4, and the point B, for example, point B, 4, 10, just an example, okay? Just an example. Remember that we talk about coordinate planes. So what is a coordinate plane? Actually, something like this. Remember that we have an x-axis and we have a y-axis. And we have a y-axis. So remember that when we have 2 points, guys, we have 2 x's and 2 y's, because taking just one coordinate, one is x, the first number is always x, and the second number is always y. The same with the other one. The first number is always x, and the second one is always a y. So let's graph these 2 points, okay? How can we graph the points? Well, we already know that at the right side of the coordinate plane, talking about the x-axis, the horizontal axis, we have the positive numbers. In here, we have the positive numbers. Remember, always like this. In the future, you can see, guys, in other courses, that it will depend. It will depend on the occasion and in the branch of math that we are gonna study. It will depend. But for normal algebra, the right ones are always positive. So in the x one, we have number 2, positive. So 1 and 2. We have a 2 in here. Remember that we need to draw a vector parallel to the y-axis. When we are graphing something in the x-axis, we need to draw a vector parallel to the y-axis. Now, this is our vector. Well, let's continue with the 4. Remember that in the vertical axis, when we have a positive number, it's always up, always in this side of the axis. So we have a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we draw a 4. And when we are drawing a vector in the y-axis, it has to be parallel with the x-axis. So we are going to draw something like this, a vector like this. Now, the point, it's going to be located in the section of the plane where the 2 vectors touch each other. Who can tell me which is the section of the plane in which the 2 vectors touch each other? Who can tell me, guys?
Mister, on the center.
In here, right? As you can see,
Yeah.
here they touch each other because this one passed in this way and this one passed this way. So in here, we're gonna have our first point. In here, we are gonna have our first point, and the point is called P. So we put point P. Okay, exactly the same way with the other point, with point B, positive 4 and 10. So what happened? Let's change. Let's put here negative 6. Well, in the x-axis, we are gonna have 4. I'm gonna do it in another color for you to see better, guys. Okay, I'm gonna do it in red. So in the x-axis, positive 4 belongs to the right side or the left side. Which one? Right side of left side. Which one, guys? Positive 4 in the x-axis.
Right side.
In the right, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna have positive 4 in here. Negative 6 belongs up or down the y-axis, the vertical axis.
Down.
Down, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So here we're gonna have negative 6. Remember that we are not doing this with a scale. We are doing this by hand without measurements. But a good coordinate plane, it has to be created with rulers and all those things, with real measurements. Okay, we need to draw vectors. In the y-axis, we need to draw a vector parallel to the x-axis. And the same with this one. We need to draw vectors. So the point, it's going to be located where? Where it's going to be located, the point, guys? Hello? Where it's going to be
Mister,
located?
when the two vectors intercept each other, that
Thank
will
you.
be in the center.
Yes, the point, it will be located where the two vectors intersect to each other, or where they touch to each other. In this case, it will be here in this part. So we're gonna have our point B in here. Now, what happened, guys? What happened if I ask you, please give me or tell me which is that, or what is the distance between point B and point P? If we draw on a straight line from here to here, let's believe that is on a straight line. I'm going to try to do it better. No, it's not good. Let me see. I'm gonna try to do it better. Let's believe this is on a straight line, okay? Let's believe this is on a straight line. Or let me see if I can do it better, guys. Let me see if I can do it better. Okay, like this. Let's believe this is on a straight line, okay? Let's believe this is on a straight line. Like that. Let's believe that is on a straight line, okay? Let's believe that is on a straight line, this one, okay? Okay, what happened if I ask you guys to find, let me erase this. What happened if I ask you to find the distance between P and B? Where? Well, that means that we need to find the measurement of this line in here, of this vector. So to do that, we have a formula in which we are gonna set that d of distance, it will be equal to the square root of x2 minus x1, close parentheses, everything elevated at squared, plus y2 minus y1, close parentheses, everything elevated at square, and we close the square root. So the only thing that we need to do in here is to change or to substitute the values, okay? But first of all, which one is going to be your x1 and your x2? Or which one is going to be your y2 and your y1? Okay, one question. Yes?
X1 will be 2 and X2 will be 4.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to explain why. Well, if you can see, we have two points together, right? So which one is going to be the first point that you see in here, guys? Which one is going to be the first point that you see here? Guys, which is the first point that you see in here? Point P or point B?
Point P.
P, right? So this is going to be x1. And the second one is going to be x2. And here, we're going to have y1 and y2. So the ones are going to be always the first point that they give you, guys, okay? If I give you in the beginning point B and then point P, so the ones are going to be the numbers in point B, okay? Now, we only need to substitute in the formula. So we are gonna set D is equal to, which one is x2?
4.
4 minus
2.
minus 2. We close parentheses, everything elevated at square, plus, which one is y2?
-6.
Thank you, -6, minus, which one is y1?
4.
4. We close parentheses and we open and we close the square root. Now, step by step, which one, I'm sorry, how much is 4 minus 2?
2.
2 elevated at square, plus, how much is -6 minus 4?
-10.
-10. -10 elevated at square. We close the square root. Now, how much is 2 squared?
4.
4.
4. And how much is -10 squared?
-100.
100 positive, guys. 100 positive. I'm gonna explain why.
Yeah, it's true.
Remember that if we have -10 elevated at square is the same that if we have 2 times the -10, right? If we have -10 twice. So negative times negative, positive. 10 times 10, 100. So that's why 100 positive. Now, 100 plus 4 is going to be 104. Now, who can give me the result of the square root of 104? Who can tell me the result of the square root of 104?
10.198039.
Just use 2 decimal points. Use 2 decimal numbers.
10.19.
10.19.
Or 10.20.
10.19. Okay, let's just use that. 10.19. That is the same that if you have 10.20. So let's verify our answer. Okay, let's verify our answer. We are going to see here, this is an app that is called Symbolab. So let's put our information. Okay, thank you. Let me see. This is an app that is called Symbolab, guys. So we're gonna see. What is the information that we have? 4 minus 2 elevated at squared plus -6 minus 4. Okay, 4 minus 2 elevated at square plus -6 minus 4 elevated at square plus -6 minus 4 elevated at square. Let's see if we have the correct answer. And yes, the answer, it will be 10.19803. So yes, we have the correct answer. But now, let's see something new, okay? Let's see something new, guys. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys another software that it's called GeoGebra, okay? As you can see, we have a coordinate plane in here. We can graph whatever we want to graph. So, who can give me, please, the first point that we did? Which are the numbers of the first point, guys?
1,
4 and 2.
4 and 2, like this.
2 and 4.
Okay, 2 and 4, like this.
Yes.
Okay, what about the other one?
4 and negative 6.
4 and negative 6. Thank you. So as you can see, guys, let me check then if we have it correct. 2 and 4 and 4 and negative 6. Yes. As you can see, we can see here the points. Look, and we can see our graph that looks not exactly the same, but it looks familiar. Yes or no? Yes or no,
Yeah.
guys? Yes,
Yeah.
right? Now, what about if I use the software GeoGebra or GeoGebra, and I want to calculate the distance between those 2 points? Well, I will draw a segment from here to here, and look, Reynaldo Rojas or Aurora Okeli, please, can you please read Aurora here, the number that it says?
10.2.
Yes, 10.2, that is exactly the same that we have in here, 10.2. So we are completely correct, guys. We are completely correct. The distance between point B and point C is 10.2. At the moment, in this class, we don't know if they are meters, if they are centimeters, if they are millimeters, if they are kilometers, if they are inches, if they are feet. We don't know that yet, okay? But in the future, in the class of physics, you guys are going to learn how to calculate distances using units. Units are, for example, meters or centimeters or inches, okay? You will see, guys, that we have different ways to use meters. We have like the international system and the English system. In the English system is used in the United States, and I guess in England too. And the international system is used all around the world, okay? But at the moment, you guys don't know if we have here meters or centimeters or inches or feet or whatever units. We only know that the distance between here and here is 10.2. Angel, do you have any question?
Yes, Mr. My question is, why is 10.2 if our answer is 10.19?
Lo redondeó.
Yes. Thank you, Aurora Okeli. Yes. We round the answer, guys. For example, Angel and everyone. Guys, if in the exam or in some exercise, they ask you guys to do, to use just one decimal number, guys, it means you only need to use the first one. But if you want a better result, we need to round the answer. How can we do this? Well, we are gonna see, guys. I'm going to add a new page, okay? And we're gonna see something. For example, if we have an answer of 2.23, 4, and 5, and I ask you to use 3 decimal numbers, you are going to use the first 3 decimal numbers, guys. These ones in here. But if I also ask you to round the answer, it means that you have to take the last number, and you will see the number next to your last number. If that number is 5 or greater than 5, you are going to convert your last number into the next number. What is the next number of 4, guys?
5.
5. So our answer, it will be 2.235. Okay? But it's different. This symbol means it's not the same. This symbol means it's not the same. It's different that if we had, for example, 2.2344. If I ask you again to give me just 3 decimal numbers, I'm just asking you for these 3. So you're going to look your last number, that is a 4, and you are going to see the number next to that 4. And if it's greater than 5, you are going to convert the 4 into a 5. But if it's less than a 5, you leave the 4 as a 4. The 4 is greater or less than a 5, guys?
Less.
Less. So we leave it like 2.234. So do you see the difference, guys? In our case, we have an answer. In our case, we have an answer of 10.19. We have 10.19. And I ask you to give me 1 decimal number. So you see your 1 decimal number, that is this one, and you have to see the number that is next to that, your last number, and if it's greater than 5, you change the 1 into the next number. What is the next number of 1?
2. 9.
No, guys, the next number in the coordinate plane, the next number of 1, if we have 0, 1, what we have next?
2.
2. We have 2. So this one is greater than 5. So we have to change this 1 into a 2. So that's why our answer is 10.2. Is clear, or you have any question?
It's clear.
Angel, clear about this, or do you have any question?
Yes, no, mister, I am clear now.
Okay. In the exam, guys, in the exam, I'm not gonna ask you to round your answers, okay? I'm just going to ask you to give me the answer that the calculator gives you. For example, if your calculator gives you 2.36, 49, 81, 77, and 16, and more numbers, and if I tell you in the instructions, give me 4 decimal numbers, you are going to write me in the answer 2.3649. You don't have to care about round the answer, okay? So just write me the first numbers that I ask you. If I ask you for 4 numbers, write me 4. If I ask you just for 2, so you will write me 2.36. Okay? Okay, let's see. Let's continue, guys, in GeoGebra. Hector Ortez, give me please 2 numbers. Big numbers, Hector, big numbers.
Mister, like, okay, 64.
64.
And 78.
78, thank you. Ana Coelho, give me 2 numbers. Yes?
Mister, excuse me. I wasn't in the first hour because my light, the electricity, I didn't have any electricity till now. It came, so I joined because, well, it come again. So I don't know if I have to send a excuse or
no. Don't worry. Don't worry. We just discussed about the grades. And next exam that it belongs to next Monday, Monday 21 of June.
Okay, but Mister, you will give a review on Friday, right?
And this is a review too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Anna, 2 big numbers, please.
58 and 32.
Thank you. So, as you can see in the coordinate plane, I'm sorry. As you can see, guys, in the coordinate plane, we have the two new points that Anna and Hector sets. As you can see, they are big numbers, so that's why I have to do this a lot. So if we want, guys, to verify, the distance between 2 points, for example, what happened, guys, if in the exam I tell you, okay, the distance between point D and point E is 46.39, true or false? So you are going, guys, to do the next procedure. Okay, please
Mr. I have
see
a
this.
question.
Yes.
We have to always do the formula, right? That we
Yes,
teach. Okay,
of
okay.
course. Okay, please, guys, read these points and then tell them to me, okay? 64 and 88 and 58 and 32. Okay, which was the first point, guys? Point 8.
64 and 78.
64 and 78. Thank you. 64 and 78. And which one was the other one? Don't remember? Okay, 58 and 32. 58 and 32. 58 and 32. Well, now, who can repeat me the formula, guys? Who can remember the formula?
D is equal to square root parentheses x2 minus xy, close parentheses elevated to the second power plus another parentheses y2 minus y1, close parentheses elevated to the second power.
Thank you. This is the formula. And yes, this is the formula. So we only need to substitute the values. So we're going to have D equal to, which one is x2, guys?
38.
58. X2, Aurora, x2. Remember, guys, that the first number is x and the second one is y. In here we have x1, y1, x2, and y2. Okay, which one is x1?
64.
Yes, and all this elevated at square plus, which one is y2?
32.
Yes, minus, which one is y1?
78.
78.
Yes, and all this elevated at square. Who can give me the first parenthesis? How much is 58 minus 64 elevated at square?
-6 elevated at square.
And -6 elevated at square?
36.
36.
Negative 36. Yes, true.
Positive 36, Mr. Angel. Remember that any number elevated at square is always positive. And here we have y. As you can see in this example, if we have -10 elevated at square is the same that if we have two times that -10 multiplying by itself. Negative times negative becomes positive, and 10 times 10, 100. So it's positive 36. Plus, who can give me the answer of the second parenthesis?
2,116 and 16.
2,000?
116.
116. Who can give me the result? 36 plus 2,116, everything into a square root. The final result of this. Who can give me the final result of this? Calculators, please, guys. Use the calculators. Who can give me? Yes?
I got 1.0036.
Are you sure, Isabella?
Not really.
Okay. Who else can tell me the answer of this? Who can tell me the answer of this?
Mister, but I think we made a mistake.
In which part?
Because we do the subtraction of 58 and negative 64, but we don't elevate it to the second power.
How much is 58 minus 64?
36.
6.
It's 6. And 6 elevated at square is 36.
Mister, I have the answer.
Yes?
I have 2,122.
Okay. Angel is saying, how much, Angel?
2,122.
2,122.
22.
What about the other ones? What do you believe? Which one is the answer? Okay, let's use Symbolab. Let's use Symbolab. So we are gonna have a square root of 58 minus 64, 58 minus 64 elevated at squared, plus another parenthesis, 32 minus 78, 32 minus 78 elevated at squared. Let's see, how much is this? The answer, guys, is 46.38. 46. The real answer is 46, guys. 46.38. Let's just use these ones. This is the real answer. How can we get this answer? Okay, let's do it step by step. So we are gonna have 58 minus 64. Let's see, let's do it together, guys. I don't know what is happening. Where's the calculator in here? Okay, let's see. I don't know why I can try. 60, let's see how much? 58 minus 64, 58 minus 64 is negative 6. So we're gonna have negative 6 in here, a square, plus 32 minus 78. 32 minus 78. It's going to be negative 46. It's going to be negative 46 squared. Who can give me how much is negative 46 squared? Guys, negative 46 squared, how much is that? Hello? Hello?
That's 2,116.
2,116. Yes, 2,116. Yes. And 36 plus 2,116. How much is that, kids?
2,152.
How much?
2,152.
2,116 plus 36, guys. Yes, 2,152. Now, let's see what is the square root of 2,152. The square root of 2,152 is 46.38. 46.38. So this is the answer, guys. And as you can see in GeoGebra, the answer is 46.39. That is rounded. So it's exactly the same answer that we have. And this is going to be our review of the class. Remember that next class, we are going to continue talking about this. I'm going to upload this video for you guys in Colaboranet if you want to see it again, if you want to have a review by yourself. So thank you for being here. See you next class to everyone. Have a great day, guys. Goodbye to everyone. This is going to be everything
Bye,
for
mister.
today.
Have a
Bye,
nice
mister.
day.
Have a nice day.
You too, guys. Aurora, what do you mean with that message?
For the values part, you told us that we can dance, right?
What? Ah, yes. If you want to do about the work, about values and that, if you want to dance, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Bye, mister.
Goodbye to everyone.
Mister.
Bye.